Hey there, and welcome to Vandal Theories. Before we dive deep into today's exploration, please take a moment to subscribe and like this video to support the channel. Your support helps us continue uncovering mysteries and sharing these journeys with you.
Today, I want to take you on a journey into the depths of perception that goes far beyond the five senses we usually talk about. We all know about sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. These are the channels through which we experience our daily world, shaping our understanding and interacting with our surroundings. But what if that's just the tip of the iceberg? What if there's a deeper layer of perception, a hidden sense that connects us in ways we can't explain or even see? I'm not suggesting that we suddenly become mind readers with flashy superpowers. Instead, think about those moments you've experienced. A gut feeling that warned you about something, or the time you were lost in thought and then got a call from someone you'd been thinking about. These subtle, unexplainable experiences hint at an extra layer of perception. They make you wonder if our brains are picking up signals that go far beyond our usual awareness. You might remember meeting someone for the first time and feeling an inexplicable draw or a deep sense of wariness without any obvious reason. Or that split second when, in a crowded room, you locked eyes with someone else and felt as if an unspoken conversation took place between you. I've had those moments myself, and while I used to chalk them up to coincidence or simple intuition, I now wonder if there's a hidden sensory channel at work, one that we've barely begun to understand. Let's start with what we already know. Scientists have long accepted that humans possess more than just the five basic senses. For example, there's proprioception, this inner awareness of where our body parts are in space, and thermoception, which enables us to detect subtle changes in temperature. These additional senses work quietly in the background, guiding our movements and letting us interact seamlessly with our environment. Yet even with these faculties, I can't help but feel there's still something missing, an entire realm of perception that we barely tap into. I like to think of this extra ability as a kind of sixth sense, not the Hollywood-style mind reading, but a quiet, deep intuition that sometimes tells us more than our eyes or ears ever could. Consider that gut feeling again, the sudden sense of knowing something is off. When you meet someone and instantly feel either drawn in or immediately skeptical, what's really happening? Is it possible that in those moments, we're picking up on subtle energy vibrations that our conscious minds struggle to articulate? Now imagine that our minds work like radios. Every thought and emotion sends out its own unique frequency, signals that our conscious mind might overlook, yet are always present. Perhaps when emotions run high or a deep connection forms, those hidden channels kick in, enabling us to read a person's essence without any spoken words. It might not be full-fledged telepathy like you see in sci-fi movies, but a gentle, almost imperceptible form of communication, a silent language that we're all part of, whether we know it or not. Now, I'm not saying that all of this is magic or something out of a fantasy novel. Consider the times when you and a friend or loved one share that inexplicable connection. There have been moments when, seemingly without any words exchanged, you both knew what the other was feeling or thinking. Whether it's a parent sensing a child's distress from afar, or twins sharing a unique bond, these experiences hint at a hidden interconnectedness, a link that goes deeper than the physical. Over the years, researchers have tried to explore these phenomena in controlled settings. One of the more controversial experiments is known as the Ganzfeld experiment. In these studies, one person, the receiver, is placed in a state of sensory deprivation, while another, the sender, attempts to transmit images or thoughts across a quiet room. Some meta-analyses have hinted that the receiver performs better than chance in these tests, suggesting that something beyond our ordinary senses might be at play. Of course, skeptics question these findings, pointing to methodological issues, potential sensory leakage, or even coincidences. Yet even if the science isn't fully settled, the very possibility that we might be able to tap into an extra form of perception is, in itself, compelling. Let's take a step further into our everyday lives. Think back to a time when you felt a strong, inexplicable connection with someone, a moment when your eyes met across a busy room, and for just an instant, you felt as if you shared a secret understanding. These aren't isolated incidents. Rather, they are reminders that our interactions sometimes carry weight beyond what we can logically explain. It's almost as if our bodies are tuned into a quiet stream of communication that our conscious minds have yet to decipher. This idea becomes even more fascinating when you consider the world of animals. Many species have developed extraordinary sensory capabilities that allow them to perceive aspects of their environment that we humans are oblivious to. Birds, for instance, navigate using the Earth's magnetic field. Sharks can detect minute electrical signals produced by their prey, and certain insects communicate using chemical signals carried by the wind. Nature is filled with hidden languages of perception. If other creatures have evolved to harness such tools, why shouldn't we possess the potential for something similar? Perhaps amid our reliance on technology and the constant din of modern life, we've inadvertently muted a natural faculty, a subtle sense that only emerges in moments of deep connection or heightened emotion. Consider this. What if every emotion you experience sends out its own unique frequency? Imagine that when you're happy, there's a warm, radiant energy, and when you're sad, it manifests as a cool, heavy vibration. Under this view, those fleeting moments when you feel an intense bond with someone might simply be the result of your energy aligning with theirs. An unspoken dialogue that doesn't require words to be understood. It's not magic in the traditional sense, nor is it supernatural telepathy like in the movies. It's more like an ancient, almost forgotten language woven into the fabric of our being. Now, I know this might sound like science fiction, and I get it. The human brain is a marvel of complexity, capable of processing enormous amounts of information and drawing connections that seem almost miraculous. What we might label as telepathy, or a hidden sense, could simply be our brain's way of synthesizing subtle cues that we are not even consciously aware of. But regardless of whether these phenomena are the result of rapid, subconscious processing or an entirely distinct form of communication, the experience is undeniably real, and it prompts us to ask, what if there's more to our perception than the five senses we've come to rely on? What if, somewhere within each of us, there's the potential to unlock this hidden sense, to turn what we dismiss as mere intuition into a deliberate channel of communication? Imagine a future where we train ourselves to listen to these quiet signals, the soft whispers of our emotions, and the barely perceptible vibrations of those around us. This isn't about rejecting science or reason. On the contrary, it's about expanding our understanding of human consciousness and acknowledging that our current model of perception might be just one part of a much larger, more intricate puzzle. In our modern world, we're constantly bombarded by information, digital noise, endless streams of data, and sensory overload. In the midst of all that, it's easy to overlook the quiet cues that may connect us on a much deeper level. Embracing the possibility of a hidden sensory channel is in many ways an invitation to slow down and trust your instincts. It's a call to recognize that those gut feelings, those inexplicable moments of connection, might be trying to tell you something important about who you are and how you relate to the world. I'm not asking you to immediately accept every idea about telepathy or extrasensory perception without question. Healthy skepticism is essential, and the rigor of scientific inquiry is the backbone of our understanding. However, if you've ever experienced that unmistakable moment when you felt deeply connected without a single word exchanged, consider that there might be a hidden dimension of perception waiting to be explored. As we continue to advance in technology and scientific research, the possibility of uncovering the mechanisms behind these subtle sensory exchanges becomes more plausible. New developments in neuroscience, quantum physics, and even computer science are starting to hint at ways our minds could be wired to operate on levels beyond what we currently perceive. And while mainstream science hasn't yet accepted these theories fully, the continuous exploration into the nature of consciousness leaves room for the unexpected. So what's the takeaway here? Perhaps what we experience as intuition, as those occasional flashes of insight or connection, is part of a deeper sensory system, a system that has been with us all along, but has been overshadowed by our five primary senses. It's a call to remain open, to trust in those rare, unexplainable moments, and to consider that they might be evidence of a hidden layer of reality. A reality where we are not merely isolated individuals, but interconnected beings, constantly exchanging subtle messages that enrich our lives in ways we are only beginning to understand. Before we wrap up, I want to thank you for joining me on this exploration into the hidden senses. If you found value in this journey, please remember to subscribe and like this video to support our channel. Your engagement makes it all possible and helps us continue to delve into these intriguing mysteries. In the end, whether these hidden senses are the result of sophisticated brain processes or evidence of something more extraordinary, one thing remains clear. Our perception of reality might be far richer and more complex than we ever imagined. In every fleeting glance, every gut reaction, there might lie a message waiting to be heard, a silent conversation that spans beyond our usual sensory bounds. Until next time, keep your mind curious, trust those subtle signals, and never stop exploring the unknown. There is a whole universe of unseen communication just waiting for you to tap into its secrets. Thanks for watching Vanduul Theories. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.